In this video I want to show you how to play the Invoker comp in TFT Set 9. So here we are at Tactics.2s. It's actually at the bottom here in the win rate list out of all the comps. You can see right here at 4.9. But yeah, if you get some certain aspects in the comp, it can actually be really good. So if you look at their augment, so loving Invocation. Ooh, this augment is broken. It's like every time an Invoker cast, they get more AP, and you know, Invokers give mana, so you get a lot of AP. So then it turns the comp from average 5 win rate to average 4.3. So if you can get this augment, then the comp is actually really good. So I will show you some ways how to play the comp right here. So I think this is probably like the most capped board right here, in my opinion. So you used to get the 4 Invokers, so Karma, Rise, Lysandra, and Shen. And then you build the comp around it with a Taric for Targon as well as Bastion. And then I threw in a Sejuani, because you will get Freljord, so you get tons of stall. Because really all you need in this comp, especially with the Invocation augment, because it scales up your damage, is you need to just make the fights last long. And that is exactly what Freljord does. It slows down the fight. And then I just threw in a random Scion for their bruiser bonus. But honestly, I think like the highest cap, in my opinion, is just getting a Heimerdinger 2-star and getting a triple repair. And boom, there you have some broken a stall. And then you just get a 3-star Karma with a blue buff. And she will literally just one-shot everything. As well as Ari, you know, she gets a lot of mana from the Invocation. So she gets that third ulti proc and just wipes the entire board. So, I mean, it's a pretty hungry econ hungry comp. But if you can pull it off, it has some high potential. What it really needs though, except for a front line, is I feel like you need a good Rise augment for the game, or like a nice Rise ability. Like if you get the shielding one, he literally just shields the team for like 10-20k damage each round. It's actually so broken. But if you get like a really bad Rise one, I feel like you lose so much value. So then the comp is probably pretty bad. So this is like another way you can play it, which is a bit less money hungry. So you just go 6 Invoker if you have the Invoker augment. And then you just throw in a Taric. So what I'm trying to say is you basically just flex the comp on what you hit. So in my game, this is what I got. So I got a Ionia spat and I got a Bastion spat. So I played more in the, you know, Bastion frontline type. So this is what the end board I ended up with. So you can really play it in a lot of different ways. Just basically don't force just certain units, just play what you hit. So you just it's pretty versatile and flexible. So if you get this augment, be sure to give it a try, and let's get on straight into the video. So we're kicking it off right here. It's the Demacia start, so you just get a bit more HP and the units are larger, so not anything specific in this portal right here. But boom, we got a little tier there. That's what we like to see. Obviously, I didn't know what comp I was playing, but yeah, tiers are gonna be amazing for this comp, because blue buff equals less mana, equals more cast, equals you know, more AP with that augment. Every cast they make, you get more AP. So the blue buff is basically like an archangel, but it also gives you mana. So pretty broken in this comp, I would say. So boom, there we have it. Your team gets 2.5 ability power every time your Invokers cast their abilities. And yeah, once you have a lot of Invokers and you know, a lot of blue buffs and stuff like that, you're gonna be casting a lot. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of AP. And most of these Invoker units, they have a pretty low mana bar. I think Karma has like 50 or 40, so yeah, she's gonna give the team a lot of AP, which is exactly what we like to see. But for now, I only have this Cassiopeia, but yeah, Cassiopeia is pretty good in the early game, I would say. He has a lot of units at least, so if you're trying to lose streak, Like Cassiopeia, she only hits one target, so she's actually good at saving HP for a one cost. Now I found my little Soraka here as well, so now we got that Invoker trait coming in. And I'm just playing Void and Bruiser as the front line. It's very good in the early game. That Void spawn is gonna do a lot of work. And yeah, just gonna stall for my AP casters to scale up their damage and clean the board up. But we're not that strong yet, it seems, because that dude just wiped us out. But you know, it's all good. We're actually chilling here. I got my blue buff, so that's exactly what we want. Now Cassiopeia is gonna literally cast every third or second auto attack. If she kills someone, she will cast after 2, I believe. Yeah, look at that. Boom, this Cassiopeia is putting in work. Look at that damage. So blue buff is what you want in this comp. Even though, you know, you get a lot of mana from Invoker. So like normally maybe blue buff isn't that necessary, but with this augment I feel like it's really good. Can't get enough of mana then. But if you're just playing without augment, I mean, you shouldn't be playing the comp because it sucks otherwise, but if you're playing it without the augment, it's you know, maybe you don't need that much mana because you get the mana from Invoker. Then you can just go more into the AP route. So I'm gonna slam a spark here, very good. We're basically all AP damage, and that MR shred is gonna be very nice for us. I mean, the meta right now is basically Ionia, Yasuo, Challenger, or, you know, Void and the Azir comp. So it's kind of fun to, you know, try another comp once in a while. So you're basically gonna be completely uncontested. So I guess that's a good part about this comp. Nobody's, you know, going for your units pretty much. So onto the augments here. I just went for the Forge, try to get a Mana Saint or something. Let's see what we get though. Oh right, it was a normal item. My bad. So I just went here for Jewel Gauntlet. I really like, you know, Gauntlet here. Like Death Cap and Archangel, I feel like it's kind of useless since I already get AP from my augment. So, you know, getting a Jewel Gauntlet right here is gonna be really good, because then you just crit on the bonus AP you get from the augment, so you multiply the damage a lot instead of just getting flat the AP from like a Death Cap. It's not gonna be as good if you already have AP. So already, if you have like a lot of AD or AP, always go for like Infinite Edge or Death Blade or Death Cap. It's a lot more, you know, value. It scales together, right? Percentages and all that. So onto this carousel, I tried to go for that sword, got taken, so we're gonna have to take the lower cost one. No big deal. Suffering from success because we're first place, so we get the last pick from that carousel. Happens. And I like Giant Slayer because it's also a multiplier instead of like Death Cap. So we're gonna deal a lot of damage together with those items. So I have basically a BIS here on Karma based on my spot. Maybe if I didn't have this augment, some other items would be better. But for my spot, it's basically Biz. And she does even more damage because we shred their front line with that spark. So I really like this. But since Karma is our carry, you know, she's a free cost. We kind of need to freestar her, right? If it was like a 4 cost, then you don't have to freestar. But since it's a free cost, you know, we really need to freestar it. So I'm like gonna roll at 7 or 8 to just try to hit that freestar Karma. Really important. We could also go for like freestar Lysandra if we want and stuff like that, because she free cost as well and Invoker. So might go for that if we hit it. But if we don't, it's like no big deal. Karma is the one we're gonna prioritize. And if we hit like Alessandra for free, I mean, I don't mind, right? So here, I don't know if this was the right call. I was basically just... I know that the Gifts of Fallen is really good, but I decided to just go for the Bastion, because the longer we stay alive, the more the first augment Invocation is gonna scale our AP. So I feel like going for Bastion in this case, even though it's not as high win rate. I feel like it's better here, because what we really need is just a lot of front line. And Bastion is gonna do the job for that. And there was a random, what's it called, 5 cost Bastion here for free, so that's very nice. So you can see Karma right here actually does pretty much damage, but this Rexa is just a beast. Holy, look at this. Bigger than the Rift Walker. Bigger than the Herald. Holy. So now she's 2 stars, so now we're gonna get to see the real damage right here. So that's nice. So I just put in that set for the Iona bonus. Why not? Karma is Iona and she's our carry, so might as well buff her up a bit. Oh, look at that cast, by the way. Holy. Yeah, now we're spiking big time right here. Very good. So now we're kind of stable with the 2-star Karma. You just need to slow roll for that 3-star. So I kind of want to get this Ari, but ain't no way we're gonna get that right. Imagine getting that. Tactician's Crown Ari. Yeah, but ain't gonna happen. So I just took this random Chalice. Kinda pointless getting more AP, but why not? Soraka cast earlier, so it's not bad. I mean, what else were we really gonna build there? So sometimes you just have to build these pretty awkward items, right? It happens. And ooh, this guy was actually really strong. Look at that Shadow Isles Warwick popping off healing and shielding Infinite. But now we're starting to hit our pairs right here. We just need that Shen to get 2-starred. Find a replacement for this random set we have. I feel like that's not in our late game board. Ori would be really nice. Imagine Ori with the AP buffs and all the mana from the Invokers. That would be kind of crazy. But yeah, kind of hard to hit the Ori, right? That's not something you just hit like that, unless, you know, Mortog favors you. But what's good here is that we actually got the Ionia spat, so that was kind of what I was looking for with that spat. Because now we don't have to play this set, so now I can just give someone else Ionia, so that's really nice. So now we can fit in the 6 Invoker and the Ionia, so that's perfect. So now we don't have to go to level 9 for that, because I really need to stay low level here, or not need to stay low level, but need to save my econ for the Karma before I can even try to go level 9. And boom, there we hit it, so now we're just free up. We have a lot of econ, but yeah, we're gonna need to start rolling a bit, because if we don't hit this Karma, I feel like we're just going 8th. And I need to find a Rise as well. That's actually gonna be huge. So a 4% Rise, how hard can it be, right? We're just gonna have to pray. And it was the shield one on the Rise. It's actually so broken, you will see it soon. He like shields my units for like 10k HP every round. Like, oh, by the way, do you see that 10,000 or 1000 damage crit? Holy, that's the ULE gauntlet with all that AP scaling. Gonna do a lot. So you see Karma in the beginning of the fight, she does like no damage. But once the Invoker cast gets more AP, and then she crits with that gauntlet and gets that, you know, Giant Slayer bonus. Look at these damages just ramping up like crazy right here. Okay, wasn't... Okay, she did like 700 and it was 400 in the beginning, so that's like double the damage in the end. What do we want here? I mean, kinda down for Thieves Gloves. Yeah, I feel like we could have gone Thieves Gloves there, just get our Shen itemized, but I mean, a Guard Breaker isn't bad either, just to get that the last item on Lysandra. And you know, she does group damage, so she'll probably proc the Guard Breaker as well. Found a Taric here as well, so we got that Targon and just a better, you know, Bastion unit, so don't mind if I do. So I have before, you know, showcased the more normal comps like Aphelios and the Void and all of that, but I felt like, yeah, I might as well show you guys a little you know, uncommon comp where you can throw in every here and there. It's not a comp that you really want to force. It's like more of a comp, you know, if you see the angle, then you play for it. It's because if you're gonna force this, it's probably gonna go bad, right? If you don't like hit the augment, or if you don't have the spot for it, maybe it's a bad rise ability or something like that. It's probably not gonna go as you want, but I felt like might as well, you know, just tell you that, you know, this comp exists. So if you know, hit the spot for it, you get this augment at 2-1. You see it's a nice rise augment. You get some, you know, tiers in the beginning. You can go for it. And here we got that rise ability. So as you can see, it's kind of crazy. I'm gonna show you how much it's shielded later after this fight right here. And ooh, I almost died here. But Shen, you got our back, right? Come on, Shen. Ooh, look at that, Shen. Holy, 5 HP going strong right here. But honestly, like, I'm really capped. Like, when I hit this 3-star karma, like, I feel like there ain't no way we ain't going first with this comp right here. Like, we have the perfect setup for it. But, you know, the meta right now, it's just Kaisa, Ionia, you know, what's it called, Asir. Like, there's certain comps that are just so broken. So yeah, if you just want to climb infinite, you should just spam those comps, to be fair, because yeah, we ain't even going first, even with this board right here. So Mortog sort this Invoker out. I feel like they're pretty shit. But in this spot it's okay, right? But like, even though we're so capped in this board, we're not going first, so that's kind of crazy in my opinion. And just a disclaimer, so I don't get a lot of comments about it. Happened before. I'm just saying what I believe is like the strongest thing right now in my head. I'm not saying like I have this items or this is the this you know, comp. Just figure out for yourself as well, you know, what works best. I'm not like challenger. I've hit in grandmaster, but like, I don't know, I just play and I'll say what I think is good, right? But I'm not saying you know, everything is exactly the completely best. Like that you can perhaps build some other items, or you know, throw in other units that are better than what I do. I'm not saying that, but boom, we actually secured a top 2 right here, or a top 3 actually. Imagine we go third with this. Yeah, then I'ma be fuming. So I kind of wanted a tank item, but honestly this Spear of Sojourn is gonna be a tank item. It's gonna make Rise cast and give me that big shield, which is gonna be 10 times more tank than any Warmogs or anything like that. Look, it basically shielded for 5 Warmogs in one cast. Anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more TFT Set 9 content. And ooh, yeah, we're actually going third this. Feels bad, man. And the Lee Sin used kicking us to death right here. Peace out, everybody. Help.